welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be a vlog, my first studio vlog ever, and I don't know if this will be the first video of the year, so if it is, Happy New Year. I know this is like the end of January, but I hope you guys all had a lovely Christmas break or holiday break and are having a good January so far. January has been a really slow start for me. This is the first day I'm really getting back into my studio, and it's the 17th. So yeah, I had computer difficulties which took up like the first week of January, and then I don't really know what I did for the second week of January. Yeah, I don't really know, but I'm glad to finally be back in my studio. I've really missed like creating and stuff. I haven't really done much except for I did set up my new bullet journal, and I will give you guys a flip through in the vlog. I'm really looking forward to using it because this is my second bullet journal. I had one for last year, and now I have a better idea of like how I want to use my bullet journal. Not a lot has changed, but I'll talk to you guys more about that when I flip through this. So in the vlog, at least what I plan to have at the moment is I will be scanning and editing my artwork digitally. So I have my very first printer scanner combo, and I want to thank my patrons and my mum for helping me get that. My patrons really like helped, you know, with like getting the initial funds, and then I realized that the printer was a lot more expensive than I thought it was going to be, and thankfully my mom helped me out, so thank you very much for that. I'm really excited to like scanning my traditional artwork because I want to be able to do like my own prints and stickers and stuff, hopefully coming soon, but it'll come. I need to like get some things finished off. So yeah. What else? Oh, so I will be using Clip Studio Paint, and that came with my Wacom Intuos, which is my drawing tablet, just in case you're not aware. I know I don't do a lot of digital art. I'm mainly a traditional artist, and I have dipped into just digital art slightly, but I'll be doing a little bit more just because of editing my artwork. And I also really want to play around with combining the two, which I will actually be doing with one of my pieces, my little gecko. I'll put him up on the screen. If you guys follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you would have seen him. So yeah, I want to play around with combining the two because sometimes, you know, when you're not too sure whether you want to add something like a background or not, and I want to kind of play around with that. And yeah, so with my studio vlogs, my loose plan is to have it minimum 15 minutes, I think, and then possibly longer because I want my vlog to be monthly. So it's just like a monthly overview of just stuff that I've gotten up to, and it will just mainly just be in my studio. There won't be like any personal life stuff in there, maybe. Well, I was going to say if I go to like a art gallery or something, but we all know how difficult it is to get out at the moment, so maybe not, but who knows, we shall see. So yeah, that's kind of my loose plan. It'll be a monthly vlog and minimum 15 minutes and probably a little bit longer depending on how much stuff I have to share with you guys. This one will probably be short just because I'm starting mid-January, but we'll see. So let me know like what kind of length vlogs you guys like prefer, because I tend to like pretty long ones, like half an hour to an hour, because I have it like in the background, but let me know. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to get to scanning my artwork. I have this whole file folder worth of stuff, and yeah, so I'll talk to you guys more about that. Nothing is really going to be a tutorial because I'm new to my printer. I've only just started to be able to use it, mostly because of my computer technical difficulties, and I've never really edited my artwork digitally. I did try using Krita, which is a free program, which is really great if you're just starting off and you want to give digital art a try, which is what I was looking for, but I was struggling with that, which is why I got Clip Studio Paint, because I believe you have to pay for it, but because it came with my tablet, which was awesome with the purchase, I was able to get it. So yeah, I will get to scanning, and I will also make sure and film the process on my like computer screen when I'm editing. So enough babbling, and I will see you in the next clip. So once I figured out the settings that I wanted that would like work for me. Scanning was really simple. So I had it on like a photo scan and 600 dpi. That's probably a bit overkill having it at 600 dpi. I think like 3 or 400 would be okay. But I just wanted to make sure that it would be a good size that if I wanted to put it on Redbubble or like print, it should be a really good quality. And yeah, I found it picked up colors really well, except for purple and dark green. I'm not too sure why it didn't pick up those colors very well. It's like it didn't really like those. But once I like edited it a little bit, it worked a little bit better. But it really likes blues. Blues it loves. Just for some reason, purple and green, not too sure. But yeah, apart from that, that was the only kind of hiccups. I really like the fact that I can scan more than one piece. Like if they're small enough to fit on the scan bed. That's what I did with my coffee painting. So I would select them both individually and then scan them. So that really helped cut down on time. And yeah, so I don't think there's anything else really to say about it. It did take a while, but I think that's because I was scanning it at 600 dpi. It takes a little bit longer. But apart from that, everything was cool. So yeah, I will talk to you guys in the next clip or something. So I have scanned all of my 2020 artwork, everything that was in this file folder. I have more scanning to do. I want to scan some artwork that I created like in 2019, but I need to look for that because I'm not too sure where I've put it. I actually need to make a better what's the word? I can't think of the word, so I'm gonna say setup for like how I store my finished artwork. And I think the scanner scanned things pretty well actually. There were certain colors that it doesn't seem to like much, but I'll like talk about that like over the footage of me scanning things. I'll do like a little voiceover to kind of say how I like how things worked out. So on today's agenda, it is the 19th. I am going to do the background for my gecko guy, which I'll pop up a photo again, maybe. I'm gonna do the background digitally on Clip Studio, so I'm going to again film the screen for that, so you guys can see some of that process. Again, I have no real idea what I'm doing when it comes to that, but we'll see how it goes, and hopefully I can finish that today. It's just literally the background. I want to do like a kind of negative painting. Yes, so I'm going to do that, and I did get, like, I won this little watercolor dot, I think you call it, dot card from, let me see if I can remember her name, from @ChrisMonster. I will put the name up on screen. It's like this shimmery blue from the looks of it, so I want to swatch that today, and I'm hoping to maybe put it into like one of my empty half pans, so I will probably have a little bit of footage of the swatching. I've never tried handmade watercolors before, so this will be really cool. Yeah, so I want to do that. And yeah, I think I updated my bullet journal. I just have some like more updating to do, but it got really late yesterday when I was doing that, so I can finish that off today. But the main thing to do is the geckos, so let's get on to that. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys in a voiceover over that clip. So I thought I would just chat to you guys a little bit while you're watching the process of me doing the gecko. I just cut out like a few highlights from the recording because this took me like 3 to 4 hours, so of course that couldn't all be in the vlog, but I'm thinking of having this as a video on my YouTube channel for like the month of February, as like a process video, so I can like talk a little bit more in depth and you guys can see more of the process, as well as the snake one, because by the time I edited everything, the video was so long I couldn't actually include anything from the snake. So I think that'll definitely be a video, since you guys didn't get to see that at all. So let me know if you would like to see that. It's already recorded, so I think that might be kind of nice to have it on there. So yeah, so I had to cut out the gecko by like kind of coloring over him, and then like selecting that black silhouette to cut out the background. I tried scanning it as a PNG to see if it may only pick up the image, but sadly it picked up the background of the paper too, so I couldn't avoid that. But that didn't take too long actually, and I think it was a lot easier than like cutting it out with the selection tool. So yeah, that worked pretty well. And then oh yeah, so the background, I'm doing these kind of like green flowery things. I wanted to do 4 petals. I just didn't want it to look super flowery, but flowers anyways, and I chose green because that's a perfect contrast for the orange gecko. And the background I did, you might recognize it from a sketchbook spread I did a little while ago. I used like my cheap gouache to do that, and those patterns that I did, I'll probably show the sketchbook spread and then the individual piece like for the gecko that I had planned for. I just wanted to kind of like flesh out what I wanted the background to look like, so I thought I would just kind of brainstorm beforehand so I would have a better idea. And so you can see like the way I changed things slightly, and I didn't stick to the colors. I didn't think I would. That was just the green I had. So yeah, I will pop those photos up. And yeah, I really enjoyed the process. I used running watercolor as the main brush, just in case you're wondering. And then I used the hard eraser initially, but then I used the kneaded eraser just because I had a nicer texture, so it kind of just matched the running watercolor brush a little bit better. So yeah, it was pretty simple. I hadn't never really used Clip Studio before, so the fact that I was able to figure it out nice and quickly, especially since I'm a beginner, was awesome. Yeah, I really liked using it. I find it nice and easy to use, especially for someone who has no idea what she's doing when it comes to digital art. It's really nice to just be able to get in there and clickety click and like kind of figure it out as you go along without needing too many tutorials. I actually didn't have to
watch any tutorials actually at all. So that was really nice. And yeah, so oh, and one thing I love when I was doing the negative painting, not only can I do it on separate layers, but if I select the like outside of the line, I can just fill it in really easily, and I just thought that was the best thing ever. Ooh, and I really had fun with like using those kind of effects, like filter kind of effects, like multiply and overlay and like the glow. I went a bit crazy with them, but I think it works. Yeah, I really liked how this turned out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you think? I think it was really fun. And do you guys use Clip Studio Paint? What do you guys use? Yeah, I'm really glad this came with my tablet because it was just awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little like clip, like kind of sneak peek into the process. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it to mention. So I will talk to you guys in the next clip. And yeah, enjoy the rest of this part.
So I thought I would swatch this watercolor dot. The color is Brave Heart, I think. Here's a like close up of it. And I've never tried handmade watercolors before, and I'm thinking of like putting this into one of my empty half pans like after I swatch it. Yeah, this is definitely a shimmery one. I'm just getting the top wet. I don't really want to wet everything else because I don't really want it to like fuse onto the paper too much, because I figured if it's in a half pan there's less chance of like paint wasting by it kind of fusing in with the I hope you can see that shine with the paper that it's on. Oh wow. Ooh, wow, oh gosh, that's a lot of color. That's really nice. It's like a kind of like ultramarine shimmery. It's really quite nice. It looks a lot lighter on the camera than it is in real life. It's a bit earthy, and considering like that's a lot of pigment for that small amount. I might get some really good use out of this. This is really nice. Ooh, that's really pretty. I've just wet my brush a little bit more to see. I'm not too sure how strong the shimmer is. I'm going to have to like wait for it to dry to see that. But that is really nice. Yeah, I've never used handmade watercolors because like at the moment I'm saving up to get myself a Schmincke Horadam watercolor set. Actually, I do have some dot cards from that as well, which I do need to swatch. I might actually swatch that now because like at the moment I'm waiting for my OBS to update, so I might actually do that just while I'm waiting. It's drying up nice and fast, so I should be able to hopefully pop this off and pop this into a half pan. I don't see why not. It might come off. Just from curling the paper, it's picking up some of the paper a little bit, but I might be able to kind of work it off. So I'm just gonna let this dry so I don't like get too much mess around. Oh, I can really see this glitter. It's lovely. Oh, and it's got this kind of what do you call it? I can't think of the word, but it's like graininess. I might have to do like another close-up from like a different angle with the camera so you can really see it, but this is really lovely. I like it. Okay, so I'm going to be back with the Schmincke dot card, and we'll see if I can get this off the paper to put it in a half pan. Alright, so I've got the Schmincke Horadam watercolor dot set. It's 140, and I got the dot set so that I would know exactly what colors I wanted, because I'm used to working with like a certain set of colors, and I wanted to get those colors as close as possible, and then like once I've gotten my basic colors, or what's basic colors for me, then I can maybe like broaden and add more to the collection. So it's what it looks like. I've got my heater on. I hope you guys can't hear that too much, but it's really cold in here, so I can't really turn it off for this section. But yeah, so this is the dot card. It's so pretty. I got this as a gift actually, but you can get this from Jackson Art. It's got like a kind of I don't know actually, what is this? I thought it was kind of like a wax paper, but it's kind of a plasticky something, so that doesn't stick, or the dots don't stick to themselves. And I'm guessing that's because these are professional grade, and I'm guessing because they're professional grade they might kind of stick or something. I don't know, I've never used professional watercolors before, so I don't know what I'm talking about, quite frankly. So I've got my sketchbook here to just kind of dab off like the excess color, but I'm just swatching straight onto the card itself. So this will be nice. I really should be getting to my gecko, but I just kind of feel like doing this first and then we can get to stuff. Yeah, so I guess as I'm swatching I can say what my like basic set is. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, just in case you're new to my channel, let me grab the set that I've been using. Is a student set by Winsor Newton. It's the Cotman watercolors. That's their student set, 12 set, and the colors in here is Chinese white, lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, yellow ochre, cadmium red pale hue, alizarin crimson, sap green, viridian, burnt sienna, burnt umber, ultramarine, and phthalo blue or phthalo blue. I'm never sure how to say that one. So yeah, you can tell by what's emptier what colors I've used, and I've actually had to replace some of them and they're going down really quickly because I've been doing so much watercolor recently. So these are the colors I tend to use, and yeah, so those are the colors I kind of want to get here. And oh, they also have a gold and silver, and I might get that as well, but they are quite pricey. My plan is, let's zoom in so you can really see. Alright, we'll start off with the white. So my plan is to basically get like the largest size tube, and when I get like the largest size tube, then I can just fill half pans, because I've gotten I did get an empty tin, or an empty watercolor tin with empty half pans in. It's quite a big one, so that I can just like kind of chuck all the ones I'm using, random ones from wherever, as I slowly build up my collection. That's my plan. So I want to get the tubes, because the tubes, I think the largest tubes equal like 3 half pans or something, so it'll be expensive at first, but because then I get 3 half pans out of it, it'll actually save me quite a bit of money. This is actually taking quite a while to kind of reconstitute. So, and from the dots as well, I can see like how these like reconstitute as well, which is great. These whites are actually really opaque on my sketchbook paper, at least. And the reason I've also picked Schmincke is because, one, I've heard really good stuff about it, and their tube and their half pan is the same recipe, which means that it doesn't matter if I'm getting pans or tubes, I'm getting the same kind of paint, which is perfect for my plan. Wait a second. Oh, the ones in bold isn't in English. That's why I'm struggling so much. Okay, because these are, I believe these are German, I think. So, okay, that's titanium opaque white, and then permanent Chinese white, which is what I have in my set. And I'm making sure to wash my brush really well in between the swatches. Then I've got titanium yellow, which makes sense, it is quite an opaque yellow. And then we've got lemon yellow, which is one of the colors I want to get. That is really nice and bright. That's lovely. Ooh. Okay. And there's so much pigment in these that I think I might do like a couple like kind of layering experiments and stuff. I mean, I won't be able to do much, it's a very small dots, but because there's so much pigment in them, I just want to kind of see how they layer and stuff, just so I have a slight idea for when I get the paints. This is cadmium yellow lemon. I can tell that's a very cold yellow there. Actually seems a bit colder than the lemon, which is interesting. And even though there's like, this is a tiny dot, even though there's like 140 colors, I know I won't get the whole 140 because some of these are literally mixes like between the colors, and when it comes to watercolor, you really can just, you can mix your own colors a lot, which is, I think, which is why I ended up not really using up the browns as much as I did when I like first started off using watercolor. This is chromium yellow hue lemon. So yeah, I think that's why I'm not really using my browns and stuff, because I just tend to mix everything myself, because then I can ensure that I'll have a really nice cohesive like color palette for my artwork. And I'm making sure to like put it down on my sketchbook in the same order so that I know what I'm looking at if I'm looking at the sketchbook, so I don't really have to like what's the word, I don't have to like label it or anything. Vanadium yellow, never heard of that one before. This one I'm swatching is cadmium yellow light. A lot to choose from. They are really pigmented. It's lovely. Okay, well, I'm going to speed this up now, because, well, it's just me swatching really, and I think it'll be nice to kind of look at it as a time lapse. I'll probably pop some music on. If I have anything to mention, I'll maybe pop in with a voiceover, but I think this will just be a real quick part of the vlog. And let me know, like, what kind of watercolors do you use? Have you used any professional watercolors? This is my first look at professional watercolors, and it is really nice. Just from the swatching, it looks lovely. It's actually making me even more excited for when I'm able to get my own set. Yeah, and I would show you the empty watercolor tin that I got, but I can't remember where I put it. I put it in a safe space, but I can't remember where that safe space is. It's probably, I have no idea. But yeah, it's just your basic watercolor tin. I got it off of AliExpress. If the listing is still on there, I will probably pop the link below from where I got it. The shipping was really nice and quick, and it was a good quality, and for the price you were getting it for, it was a huge deal, which kind of makes sense. But yeah, so I thought I would just get that to just try to save myself some monies, since the professional watercolors was going to cost quite a bit. I thought I would save myself some money when it came to the tins. I like this yellow. This is quite nice. It's a really nice warm yellow, that one. It's really nice. Alright, so I shall speed this up. I think that's all I have to mention. Yeah, and if you would like to see any of my watercolor processes, I do have quite a few on my channel. I will link the playlist so you can see. the kind of like watercolor paintings I get up to if you're new to my channel. So I shall see you in the next clip.
So I thought I would pop in real quick and say that the swatching process really helped me to see like what colors match mine the most. But most importantly, it's kind of dangerous because now I want way more colors than I actually thought I did. There's a few colors that I really like the indigo is really nice. Yeah, that's a lovely blue. And then there's some really nice greens. Just actually, all the colors are really good. So I don't really think I'll get much browns. Definitely won't get any blacks. And the fluorescent colors, they look really fun, but sadly they're not light fast, so I think I'll stay away from them. And the gold and silver are really quite nice. They're not very opaque though, so I think they're better for just like washes or maybe like dabbing into like a wash. But yeah, I really enjoyed swatching them. It was a really nice, relaxing process. And yeah, I want way more watercolors than I previously planned to. Just all the reds, just everything is just so lovely and vibrant. And actually, I noticed that the dots are so pigmented that I think I will be able to kind of experiment with like how they layer and stuff and like mix. So I think I'll do that at some point as well. Yeah, so the plan is to basically get my basic colors that I was going to get anyway, and then I can start building up on the colors that I definitely don't need. But what I will do is I'll check the pigment information. It's probably on their site. Because sometimes colors are just literally a mix between the colors that you already have. So I just want to make sure and like not buy something that's just a mix of what I have already. So yeah, and I'm really glad as I like kind of swatch the excess that was on my brush onto my sketchbook because I was able to see them more like watered down, so that was really nice. And then on the empty part of my sketchbook, which you'll see at some point, I think I will swatch my Cotman watercolors just so I can match them better like while I'm looking at the doc card, because I don't think I have them swatched anywhere else. So yeah, love the process. Swatching is so much fun. It's funny, when I was younger I always thought that swatching was just so boring and oh, who cares, blah blah blah. But I really like swatching now, and I would definitely recommend it just as well so you know like what colors you have. It's really useful. So yeah, I think my bullet journal flip through is next actually. So enjoy the rest of the swatching. I hope you like the close-ups. I tried to get them as close and like as bright as possible so you can see how lovely the colors were. And yeah, I think that's it.
Hey, so this is my 2020 bullet journal. This is the first bullet journal I did, and I just wanted to flip through and show you guys just like the title pages. You've probably seen this on my social media if you follow me there on Instagram and Facebook, but I thought I would just kind of show you my 2020 bullet journal just so you can see like the slight changes that I've made in my 2021 bullet journal. So I did like do 2020, but that I didn't actually end up doodling anything on the rest of it, and I just kind of started off just with the monthly spread, and my weekly pages haven't really changed. You can see the lines are a bit more wobbly on this spread though, because I wasn't really using a ruler, but I did start using a ruler just to make things quicker. And I didn't have any brush markers, so I would just literally use some highlighters I got from Wilko's. I got like 2 sets, so I was just able to just kind of swap around the colors every now and again. And then I will just have like a kind of spending page. I'm not too sure I kind of have an idea of how I want to set up my spending page like now, after kind of practicing in this one. And then this title page is just like stamped, and I was using some like water soluble pastels from Hobbycraft. They're really nice actually. I think I have a video on that, so I'll link that in an iCard if you guys are interested. And again, my weekly spreads are just pretty much the same. It's just really the title pages that change. And I tried a different one, like just using flags for the spending spreads. And again, just still using those watercolor like kind of pastels. And again, because I didn't have any like brush markers, I would just use a plain old like bullet tip marker to do like the lettering. And you can see like the color theme for the month changes. Oh, and I tend to use just stamps to stamp like the numbers and the dates from like a bullet journal stamp set. And then I tried a different expense tracker. I did not like this setup at all. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this grid one, and I always have it split in 2 for business and personal, so I wasn't a fan of that layout. And sometimes I'll just do something abstract, just playing around with the shapes. And I prefer this layout a bit better for my expense one, so I have like in, out, and a business section and a personal section if I need to put that in. This is May. So you see that's the same one, but like with a personal section. So I prefer this, and I just use like a banner flag stamp to stamp in. I don't know if I'll continue doing that. Yeah, I'll have to see if I continue doing that. I may, depending on how much space I have, I might not use the stamps or not. I might just have to write things in. And this is actually because I kind of did the titles all in like one grab, just to kind of finish it off last year, because I would sometimes just kind of drag my feet when it came to doing the titles. So again, I was using the water soluble pastels, but by then, this is December, so I had my brush markers, so the lettering is a little bit neater, just slightly. And yeah, so that's June. And sometimes I would try to theme it to kind of just match what the month would be like. This is July. I really like how July and June turned out. I thought it was quite pretty. And like I use like a smaller brush marker just to kind of add like the detailing. And sometimes I would use a fine liner as well, like because the colored brush markers I have are double tipped. August. So you see in this one I did use the fine liners. So those are like the squares that I've drawn for the details. I tried my best to kind of coordinate with the fluorescent, like, well, not the fluorescent, the highlighter colors. The highlighter colors came in like a fluorescent set and a pastel set. And then that's September. I really do like how September turned out. This one I kept really simple because I didn't have much to put for the expense tracker. Then October, I really liked October. I thought I would go all out because this is my birthday month. And I also even splashed some like gold on there. Hope you can see that. That was quite fun. And the paper, actually these pages take watercolor pretty well. I mean, it does warp a little bit, but not too much. And I would say it takes the paper pretty well, and there's not too much bleed through. So I was quite impressed with that. That was a really good test to see how well it would take the paper. And I picked like a purple theme because that's my favorite color. So again, you can see this setup. Then November, I wasn't sure what to do for November, but November was really cold and windy, so I thought I'd just kind of do like breezy doodles. I tried something a little bit different here, like where it would be more like vertical instead of horizontal, because the previous ones like were horizontal. So I would have in and out like in that one box. So I thought I would give that a go. And then December, and then again I did the same like vertical thing for expense tracker. And then I had a transition page. I saw somebody else do this where like you kind of write down like what spreads did work, what spreads didn't work. So like I wasn't a fan of the vertical spending page, but I did like the horizontal one. And then I have like spread ideas like for when I'm going to set up my next bullet journal. And then I just went through and basically kind of sketched out my previous, well, the ideas for my future spreads for my 2021 bullet journal. So that's what I did, just to make sure I liked the way things looked. And yeah, that just made things really simple. And I also swatched my brush markers in here as well. And because I had quite a few leftover pages, so like this much pretty much, I know that I could actually add more into my 2021 bullet journal, which is why I added some more different spreads in the front. I'll actually have that clip. I filmed that clip before this clip, but I'll have that afterwards so you can like see what I'm talking about. And yeah, so I was able to see how I can adjust for like the next year. So this was a really good practice. Again, this is by Stationery Island. I really do like their bullet journals, and I think what I might do is I might just like kind of grab a couple of their bullet journals just in case, because you never know how long a business will be around for. And I do like their bullet journals, and I find there's more than enough space in there for me. At least I keep mine very simple. You know, I don't actually journal in it, I just plan. I don't do any like journaling or anything or memory keeping, so it's perfect for me for just to like have my weekly spreads, my monthly spread, do a little bit of artsy stuff for my title, and then just have a few like trackers and stuff. So it's really good for me. And I think I will have the 2021 bullet journal flipped through after this clip. I'll probably have it a little bit sped up because I found that I talked a little bit too much in that one, but I'll just have it slightly sped up with like a voiceover, just kind of talking through what spreads you're seeing. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my 2020 bullet journal, and let me know if you do any bullet journaling in the comments below, and if you keep it simple, if you journal in it, like what do you do in yours?
So now that I've flipped through my 2020 bullet journal, you can see how things have improved. So the first improvement is the pen loop. The one I had for my 2020 bullet journal kind of fell apart. It was made from like some like fabric tape. So this time I made the pen loop with washi tape that was like covered in some clear tape. So hopefully that'll be a bit stronger. And what I used for my setups was this bullet journal stamp set, as well as a Memento stamp pad, which I was using on my 2020 bullet journal, and then my new brush markers that I got for Christmas. And they are double-ended, so there's a brush marker on one side and fine liners. I think they're 4 or 0.4 millimeters or something like that. And they're very nice. They're unbranded though, so I can't really link them, but they are really nice to use. I find the brush nib nice and flexible, and I'm really enjoying them. So my first page is like a 2021 like title page, and I kind of doodle these fireworks and stars. And then I have a goals page. I have in 3 sections: art, personal, and business. You'll see that quite a lot. I can just kind of section things off, just so that the goals don't all smush together. And then I have a savings spread in a kind of a grid setup, months down the side. And then I have my different sections and like how much like percentage I want to put in each savings. And then I have a Patreon page. Basically, this page is just to kind of keep track of rewards so I don't repeat myself, and I can just check really easily in my bullet journal. Then I have a YouTube page. That's for video ideas, podcast ideas, and vlog ideas. That's it. And then I have a classes page because I'm thinking of doing some online workshops at some point in the future. So yeah, most of these pages are just kind of like for writing down ideas. So again, shop ideas, different sections for different things I'm thinking of bringing out this year. And I have one blank spread if I need another set of pages for my shop ideas. And then I have a pain tracker. I get a lot of pain, obviously, and why else would I have a tracker? So I thought it would just be useful to kind of track it and just see what might be causing it. Yeah, just to kind of make sense out of the madness. And then I have a period tracker. Again, I kind of track it, but I thought I would have, well, I do track it, but I thought I would have one page where I can look and see all of my cycles next to each other, so I don't have to flick through my bullet journal like I did in 2020. And I have a color code, just like how I did for my pain tracker. And then onto my main spread, you've got January title, and then the monthly calendar, a like note section, and 2 goals squares at the top. That this is how I set up like all my months pretty much, and I just changed the color scheme and stuff like that. And then I have my weekly spread, very simple, just like 2020. But this time I did actually have to write in the dates and stuff, mostly because the marker was so dark. So all of these spreads that you've seen will be available on Patreon soon, hopefully by the time this vlog is out. Well, let's say by the end of January. I haven't actually like cleaned them up yet, so by the end of January they should be out and available for you guys to download for personal use only though. Just thought I would mention that, but that'll be said on Patreon anyway. So yeah, all these spreads will be available, and because I'm making all these spreads available for January, there will be no line art. The line art will start in February. So yes, and that will be under tier 2, so the snake tier for the bullet journal spreads. And of course, all that information will be down in the links below. If you're watching on YouTube, it should be like Patreon should be launched and everything already. So yeah, thought I would just mention that while I'm at it. And yeah, my spreads are very simple. I have like a personal to do, then a business to do, some trackers for like art, water, sleep, reading, and my like social media following trackers, and that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my 2021 bullet journal, and yeah, that's it really. Oh, and I do have this expense page, but I don't really know how I'll lay it out yet. I'll have to see at the end of the month. So hope you guys enjoyed.
So I thought I would film some of the process of me working on my snake here. I finished the gecko. I'll have some of the footage probably before this bit or something, and I will put the photo of the gecko completed up in a corner somewhere. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it turns out, and that was a really good like practice and everything for when I have to do the background for this snake. So I might talk through some of this, but probably not most of it, mostly because I'll have to like concentrate quite a bit. So this was actually quite a bit of a struggle for me. It still hasn't really turned out exactly how I wanted it, but I'm hoping when I add the details things will improve. So I'm gonna start off with just like some brown details and then just kind of darken it, ooh my word, where I think I need to. That's actually way darker than I was planning for it to be. But we'll just see how this goes. I think I can always maybe just go over with like a bit of a lighter wash and just see how that goes. Because it's watercolor as well, so it should dry a little bit lighter than when I put it down. Yeah, and I thought I would mention that just so that you kind of have an idea of how I plan these out, because these will be the icons that represent the tiers on Patreon. So the gecko will be for tier 1 and the snake is going to be for tier 2. Let's zoom in a little bit more so you can see. Okay. Yeah, so the snake will be for tier 2. So those are the initial tiers that I'll be bringing out at the moment. I do plan to bring out like physical reward tiers, but I really want to make sure that everything is really like well worked out and planned out before I bring those out. And I also haven't started the icons for those yet. So yeah, so as you can see, I'm going with a reptile theme. And that's the reason I chose the reptile theme, is because like I don't really have a very specific brand, and I wanted something that could like grow well, especially if I like add more tiers in the future. I wanted to be able for there to be enough variations that I can do that, and I thought reptiles would be perfect. I do like reptiles, so I thought I would go with them. So on the yellow part it's supposed to be a bit lighter. Actually, I think that's a bit too dark. I think I'm going to mix some of that brown with like this kind of creamy color I have mixed up. Right, I lost my train of thought, but yeah, so that's why I chose reptiles. I thought I would be able to level them up in quite a nice way. So I chose that. And for the tiers, I like chose some of my favorite geckos. Not geckos, sorry, reptiles. And the gecko that I did is found in Trinidad. That's where I'm from, and I saw one of those geckos when I was up there in 2019. So I really wanted to paint that one. And that one's called a Tobago least gecko. And it's very cute. And the one I painted was like a male, i.e. the very striking colors. And then this, I think, is called the greater green snake. I'll have to like pop that up on the screen. I can't really remember the proper name, but it's something to do with green. This one is found like in East Asia, like Hong Kong and stuff, I think, from what I read up on it. And then the other tiers, I'll have like slightly bigger reptiles. Well, much bigger reptiles actually, if I think about it. So I thought I would do this clip a bit of a draw with me. So some like real-time stuff, because quite a bit of the clips I think will end up as time lapses. So I thought I would just kind of mix it up a little bit with a real-time video. So you guys can like tell me what you prefer. I discovered last year when I was making like real-time videos available on Patreon that I didn't really enjoy working in real time. I found it somewhat distracting, and it was really hard to like talk for the length of time. Then it would just become just more music and stuff, and I wasn't really liking that. So I thought that I could have like bits and pieces in my vlog real time, but most of it will be somewhat sped up, or like a voiceover or something, since I don't really seem to like working while like having to talk. I like to be able to watch something when I do, or listen to something. I find I'm able to concentrate a lot better, especially when I'm doing detailed stuff like this. I struggle to like focus on like two things at the same time. This is turning out really dark, and I'm not too sure if this is going well. I'm just going to keep on going and just see what I can do. And I've decided that this will be like the only video in January. I mean, you would be able to see that anyway once it's like uploaded. And I decided that just because I was just feeling a bit overwhelmed with like wanting to maybe bring out another video in January. So I thought I would just basically include everything that I wanted to be out in January, and then just kind of start back in February properly. So that's why this video will be pretty long. I'm not too sure how long it'll be at the moment, just because I'm just trying to figure out how to do this mouth bit. I think I'm gonna actually lift some of those details on the yellow part I don't like at all, so I'm just gonna lift it, and then I'll just draw in the mouth. Yeah, so I'm not too sure how long it'll be, but I did want to do like a bit of a flip through of like my 2020 bullet journal, but since it's just mostly just the titles to flip through, I figured I could just include that in the vlog. Actually do need to film that. Actually haven't done that yet, because it's just the title. Since like my weekly spreads always the same, it's just like different let me see, what's the word, different color schemes. So yeah, I'll include that in the vlog. And one of the things I want to have available for patrons on the on tier 2 is scans of my bullet journal spreads for like the month, so you guys can use that in your bullet journals or planners if you don't really like want to go through all that yourself, or if you like the look of my spreads. And so I'll be working on that as well, so I will probably include some of that in the vlog. I'll also use Clip Studio to do that. I don't have Photoshop or anything, so I thought I would just use Clip Studio just to make sure that it's like all nice and ready for you guys. I'm just turning this, I hope you guys don't mind, just for the mouth bit. Alright, so I'm realizing that I'm going a bit silent and I don't have that much to update you guys on, I don't think at the moment. So I don't think I'll speed too much of this up. I think I'll just continue on for a little bit more and maybe then just kind of leave it as is, and then maybe show you guys when I'm almost done. I'm not too sure. We'll see like when it comes to the editing. So yeah. Oh, and the brush that I'm using for this part is a Boldmere brush. I get this from The Works and it's quite thin. So yeah, that's the brush I'm using. Nothing fancy. Okay, so I finished the scales. I kind of messed up at first, so I had to like lift like kind of around here, and because of that it kind of made the snake a bit darker. I didn't really want that, but so I had to just kind of put darker areas over so it would look planned. And then I redid the scales and I was able to figure out some kind of method, so I don't think it looks too bad. It's okay. It's okay. I would have liked it to be a bit better, but yeah, this was challenging. Yeah, challenging is an understatement. I've been fighting with this thing for ages now. So I mixed up like a lighter brown kind of color with some of my white gouache and watercolors. And the gouache I'm using is Royal Talent. It's a professional grade gouache, so it's really nice and like smooth and like kind of velvety. I really like it. I did do a review on it, and as well as my cheaper gouache as well, so I will link that if you want to take a look. So I thought I would have some of this footage in the vlog just because I ended up turning off the camera pretty early on in the other clip, so there's not really much there, just because you know, I made the mistake and I had to lift, so I just decided to just stop the camera. And I didn't really restart the camera because I needed to concentrate. It was confusing me a bit, so yeah. So I thought I would just have it on for a little bit of this process, and then next I would then be working on the background. So I'm really trying to finish this by the end of the week. At the moment it's the 21st, so I have some time, and I think I'll just add these lighter bits like here and there. The color I have is quite watered down because I do want it to be pretty transparent, even though I have the white gouache in there, which is very opaque, extremely so. It's very pigmented, but I don't want it to be like, you know, like right there, but I wanted it to have some kind of shine, because I find now that I've added these details, it's really darkened the snake, and I don't really know if I like that much. So I thought I would just add some of these lighter bits, which you cannot see. Let's zoom in. Okay, yeah, so I thought I'd just add some of these lighter bits just to, you know, add a little bit more depth, kind of push the darker details back so it doesn't look as dark. And then when it comes to like adding the highlights, I think hopefully it should look okay. I also worked a bit on the eye as well, and I thought since I had like pretty much the whole process of me doing the gecko background recorded, if you guys would like to see that as like a separate process video as well, because the clip in the vlog will be quite sped up, but I can definitely do just its own separate video if you want to see, like, you know, just in a little bit more detail instead of so sped up. And I could probably talk a bit more about my process in there as well, a little bit more in depth. So if you guys would like to see that, please let me know in the comments below. Since it's already recorded, you know, I wouldn't mind doing that at all. I don't want there to be too much like water on the brush, so it doesn't like get away from me or anything. But I think the scales follow along the snake pretty well once I kind of figured things out, because it's pretty much just diamonds is the shape of the scales pretty much, kind of rounded diamonds. So yeah. Yeah, and I think this is actually pushing back pretty well. Yeah, it does actually make it look a little bit more interesting, which is good. Oh, and did I mention that already? I'm not too sure. I think I did, but I guess I'll just be repeating myself if I did. The background that I did for the gecko was kind of already fleshed out. I did that in my sketchbook. I did like some negative backgrounds with my gouache in my sketchbook, just to kind of like experiment with what I wanted the backgrounds to be for the reptiles. So if you saw that on my Instagram, that's what that was. So you also get like to be able to see what the backgrounds might look like for the other reptiles, which I will do at some point. I'll probably work on that in February, I think, because I need to do quite a bit of research to I would like to do like physical rewards for Patreon, and I need to like, oops, that's way too much paint on my brush. So yeah, I need to do some research for like papers and like sticker paper. So it'll be good to have the icons ready so that once I'm ready, I can just launch. So I want to get those like done in February, hopefully. Oops, I just realized I'm out of frame. I'm gonna have to get used to that again. It's been so long since I've like filmed. I'm gonna have to get used to one, not really turning my page as much, and remembering to be in frame. That's pretty important. And not getting my head in the way. So I'm just kind of flicking on the color. You know, I'm not really like tracing the line. Yeah, and I'm liking the way it's looking. It's pushed back the dark really nicely. And yeah, so now I feel like once I add the highlights and stuff, it should be okay. I just need to brighten up the eye, but I think highlights will help with that. Maybe if I pop some of this in the eye section as well. And I hope you don't mind the heater going on in the background. It's very chilly today. At least the wind's died down though. It was trying to blow me away yesterday. So I'm just using like, when I scrape off the paint, the paintbrush kind of ends up flat. So I'm using like the kind of edge of the paintbrush instead of like the tip. I find I have a bit more control that way. Especially since I want these details to be smaller than the like original detail. I'm not being too strict on like picking paint up, so like some places are more opaque than others, and I think that's fine. I want this to look like as natural as possible and not too planned out. So these kind of small imperfections, I think, kind of just add to it. Okay, so I finished the snake. I'm really happy with how he turned out. I think it looks really good. At the moment, I am working on the background. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put that into the vlog because I have to start editing it soon. But yeah, so did the snake, and I managed to find my 2019 artwork. I had just put it in like a really dumb place to put finished artwork, which is why I couldn't find it. So I'm not too sure if you guys remember these, so I just thought I would show you them real quickly. And this one I'm not too sure if I want to make into a print, but I kind of want to play around with like, I want to play around more with like combining digital and traditional. So I want to kind of play around with this one because it's pretty simple. And yeah, and then I have a couple small pieces. I really liked these. I really like the kind of drippy thing. This was like a drippy one as well. I love this one. So I might actually play around more with doing these kind of drippy landscape or portrait things. And then there's just some flowers. And I also managed to dig up some like older pieces that I had really liked and I wish I could have scanned. So this one, I really like this. This is kind of just like the way I do my flowers. I call them rosy posies. And sometimes the style changes slightly, but it's very simple. I think I've done them in a few videos before, but if you guys want me to do a video on my rosy posy flowers, you can let me know, because that's something, even this, I can do it in all like different kinds of styles, because even this is my rosy posy flower, but just in watercolors. I like to do them in acrylic with palette knives normally. And this as well, this was like a journal page that quite a few people have asked if it's a print, so I thought I would scan it so that I could make that available at some point. And then I just went through, I had completely forgotten about some of my Color Palette Wednesday artwork that was on acrylic in this sketchbook. So I scanned the ones that I really liked. I really like this one, scanned this and that. So I don't know if I'm going to keep all of them, but I thought I would just scan them just to have the option. So that's pretty much what's happened so far, I think. Oh, and I did find, because like I was scanning watercolors, there was some texture to pick up, but not much. But I found that when I was scanning like the acrylic and mixed media pieces, it picked up the texture pretty well, so I'm really happy with the scanner. Yeah, I'm glad that it's turned out so well. So today's the 23rd. I will be finishing off the vlog this weekend actually, because I need to get it edited and uploaded for Friday, which is when you're watching it now. So I think I'm just going to do a close off now and maybe just have a bit of the snake background possibly in the vlog, as well as, actually I think that's it for the vlog, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna say bye now. If I was thinking that I might have the process of me doing the gecko background and doing the snake background as two separate videos, just as like process videos on my YouTube. So let me know if you guys want to see both of them, or if you would just prefer to see like say the snake one, because I will probably have more of the gecko process in the vlog. So let me know. I'll happily put those both up, because I will be recording the process of those anyway, so I figured why not put it up as a video. And yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching the vlog. Let me know what you thought. Comment what you enjoyed of it, like, you know, what maybe you thought was too long, you know, give me your feedback. And yeah, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and don't forget to click that bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video, because I will be uploading every Friday now from now on. Yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next week for a podcast. Bye.